Are you worried that being told to wear a mask is just the first step towards total government control? Are you concerned that being forced to show your proof of vaccination is all part of a master plan to compel us into subservience? A means to track our every move? All just part of a worldwide government conspiracy? A conspiracy that involves every level of government. Don't worry. There's a simple way to ease your fears. Just visit any government office for any reason at all. You can even just call them. Maybe even just tune into a city council meeting, and you'll be immediately reassured that there is no way in hell they are organized enough for a worldwide government conspiracy. Don't believe me? Ask anyone in a government office who's going to lunch next. That's right, they don't know, but they're pretty sure Brenda went first yesterday. Maybe. Still don't believe me? Some government employees still don't know how to use Zoom. It's been almost 2 years of nothing but Zoom. You're muted, Dave, we can't hear you. A government conspiracy this huge would require seamless organization at so many levels from so many people that it's essentially impossible. Seriously, we wish our governments were that efficient. So rest easy. The very same thing you despise about the government, its lack of organization, is the very same thing that will let you sleep easy, knowing this pandemic isn't an elaborate government scam. It's simply a worldwide virus that might kill you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Brittlestar.
I just want to start, actually.
World, barely big enough for one man's ego, never mind the size of his head.
Anyway,
Isn't it a little weird that he's the only person who got the epic movie trailer voice to introduce him?
Dude, I'm trying to do a thing. Can you...
Sorry.
Thank you. Thank you. My name is Brittlestar. Not really. My parents are Scottish. Brittlestars are sea creatures. Brittlestar's not even a Scottish name. The whole thing's a lie. It's great to be here in Ottawa. It really is great to be here in Ottawa. I know people are usually sarcastic when they say it's great to be in Ottawa, but I actually mean it. And I mean it because my wife has family in Ottawa, and we'll come up here to visit them. And when we come up here to visit her family in Ottawa, it's fine to be in Ottawa. It's not. I mean, it's okay to be in Ottawa, but they don't pay me. That's the thing, they don't pay me, whereas I'm getting paid tonight, so it's actually great to be here in Ottawa, so thank you for that. It's actually great to be anywhere, though, isn't it? Isn't it amazing to have this event? Phenomenal. It's so exciting. I mean, we forget it's easy to forget how horrible and how dark the pandemic was. I think, one of the things that really stuck out as really depressing to me was the pandemic was like one of those black lights and on a TV show where they go into a motel room and then they shut the lights off and they turn the black light on and there's stupid everywhere. It's just like you're surrounded by stupid and you have no idea how it got so many places. But it's nice to be back. It's nice to be here. It's nice to be in an event. It's nice to have fun in a room full of people after a year and a half of working by myself in my home. Now I'm here in a large room with a bunch of humans, all breathing the same air. Not a lot of plexiglass in sight. Okay, I'm okay, it's fine. It's gonna take a bit of getting used to, but we'll get through. It's fine. It's gonna be an on-ramp to life post-pandemic. And I know we're not done yet. We have lots of stuff to do, but it'll be an on-ramp and we'll be okay. As I say, my name is Brittlestar. If you know me as Brittlestar. My real name is Stuart Reynolds, and I make videos on the internet as a fully grown man for a living, which, by the way, helpful tip, is the wrong answer to the question, what do you do for a living, when asked by a US border guard. They don't understand, and you'll end up being touched in a lot of places. I chose the name Brittlestar actually back in 2004. I was really involved in music and I was making an album with help from a guy named Stephen Duffy, Stephen Tintin Duffy, founding member of Duran Duran. I figured there's enough old people here that will impress somebody. Yeah, see? I told you. There you go. Look, I even got a clap for it. It really wasn't that impressive. And as we were getting near the end of making the album, I thought about marketing and what I was going to do to release it. I thought, I can't release it under the name Stuart Reynolds. It's not a cool name. It's not really a cool name, Stuart Reynolds. It's not like, I couldn't imagine someone wearing Stuart Reynolds t-shirts. That would be just a weird thing. And so I thought, well, I have to pick something else. It's not cool like Rick Springfield or David Bowie. Those are cool names. Stuart Reynolds sounds like someone your aunt is trying to fix you up with. Where it's like, what about Stuart Reynolds? He's not much to look at, but personality goes a long way. It's just not a cool name. But I actually got the name from, the name Brittlestar, from a marine life book that my oldest son Owen had when he was 3. And we'd read this book before bed and go through it, and they had this starfish section. And Brittlestar are a type of starfish. Well, to be honest, they're the ugliest starfish. They're long and spindly, and they see through their tentacles, and they defecate out of their mouths. And I was like, that's for me. That's the perfect name. I'll take it. But I mean, names are weird in general, though, like band names specifically. When you think about it, the Spoons, Glass Tiger, Images in Vogue. These are all 80s Canadian bands, but it's not just 80s Canadian bands. All band names are weird. Even like Maroon 5, dumb name. U2, stupid name. Even the Beatles, dumb name. Even Paul and John said they could have been called the Shoes, and it wouldn't have mattered. The Beatles is a dumb name. If you strip away all the music and just leave yourself with just the name the Beatles, the Bug, except spelled Beatles, just the Beatles. And if you imagine the Beatles were like a stomp-like act, like stomp like the garbage cans and the brooms and stuff, that kind of thing. If that was what the Beatles were and all they did was rhythmically crush bugs, you'd be like, that's not a cool name. I don't like that name. But Coalition for a Better Future is a good name. I like the name. It's a really good name. It's not a jazzy name, though. It's not a very sexy name. It's a little apologetic sounding. And that's how you know it's Canadian, which is good. You could have only made it more Canadian by calling it Coalition for a Better Future, ... Sorry. That would have been taking it over the top. But not everything can be sexy. That's the thing, is that not everything can be sexy. About a year ago, I got an email in, and the email said, request for interview with agent in Los Angeles. And I was like, okay. So I wrote back, request granted from social media darling in Stratford, Ontario. I don't know if it carried the same weight with him. I thought we were just telling him where we lived. Anyway, we had this meeting. It was a year ago. It was on Zoom. So it's me and 2 guys in Beverly Hills. And they're looking at me, and for whatever reason, they've decided they can smell some money. And they want something. And they're having this meeting. And the guy's looking at like stuff on his screen and stats and stuff. And then he looks in the camera at me, and he goes, "You're no Brad Pitt," out of nowhere. Fair point. Accurate. A little hurtful. Then the second guy, as if to make me feel better, to soothe my ego, says, "No, the thing about you is," which is, by the way, a terrible way to start a sentence. You know it's not going to be good. No, the thing about you is, nobody should want what you're offering, but for some reason they do. Like I'm a mystery or something. But Coalition for a Better Future is kind of that in a name. It's not jazzy. It's not sexy. It's quintessentially Canadian. We have a purpose. We shall convene, achieve our goals, and make it to Canadian Tire before it closes. It's very tidy. Very, very tidy name. But if this group, I was thinking about this on the way up, if this group was in the States, though, you would have to, if this event was in the States, you'd have to change the name. It's not Hollywood enough. It's not glitzy enough. It would have to be called like the Tomorrow Alliance, or Get Rich Quick, or Coalition for a Better Now, because the Americans don't like to wait for stuff. They like to have stuff immediately. But it's you couldn't even do the coalition part, though, because they're not really cooperative in the States. They're more individualistic in the States. They don't really think in a cooperative manner. It'd probably end up being something like a better tomorrow for me, and we'll see what's left over for you. But Coalition for a Better Future, I like it. It's a good name. It's a really good name. It's awesome, and it's really good. And who wouldn't want to be part of it? Like, who wouldn't want to be part of the Coalition for a Better Future? And when you look at the coalition and who's part of the coalition, you realize, oh, yeah, this is a good idea. This is a good idea. I like the idea. This is a good idea. Who wouldn't think this is good? But if the internet and social media has taught us anything, no matter how good something is, someone will tell you that it is not good. So you know there's someone right now out there seeing this Coalition for a Better Future and going, first masks, then vaccines, and now this? A better future for everyone? Where does it end? This is the Great Reset, isn't it? Do your own research. But it all comes down to money, and I understand that. I understand that for better or worse, everything comes down to money. If you want to make things better, you have to have money involved somehow, and I get that. My own relationship with money is complicated. I have a complicated relationship with money that is best described as unrequited love is the relationship I have. I love money, and it does not want to spend a lot of time with me. That's kind of where I am. But so saying, I've been self-employed since I was 19. I did radio jingles from a local radio station. That was my first business. I did like a web business. And barring a couple of jobs here and there, I've been self-employed. And I love it. I absolutely love it. I get to choose what I do, when I do it. It feels like I'm in complete control of my own destiny. And I know I'm not. I know there's factors at work. But it feels like I'm in control of my own destiny, which is really, really great. But the best part of being self-employed, though, is that I can't get fired. That's exciting. That's great. I'm an amazing boss. I'm a fantastic boss. I may be my favorite boss I've ever had in my life. I'm such a good boss that I could fire myself. And there are a lot of reasons I should be fired, but I won't, because I know how badly I need this job. That's how good I am. But fiscal responsibility, being good with money, not really my strong suit. I mean, I'm good with money in that if I have money, I can spend it really easily. I'm really good at spending, but I'm not really good with money. I blame that on my zodiac sign. I'm a Sagittarius, and I've been told at one point in my life that means I am creative and irresponsible. That's on target. That's pretty good. I like to think of zodiac signs as like, excuses for our own personal shortcomings, and we can just kind of pull them out as a get-out-of-jail-free card. I'm a Sagittarius. I'm sorry, listen, I don't have the money to pay you back that I borrowed from you, but look, I made this thing. Sagittarius. That should be good enough, right? The year before I was born, my parents emigrated from Scotland to Canada. And not too long after that, my grandparents, both sets of my parents' folks, also emigrated from Scotland to Canada because I was so goddamn cute and they had to see it with their own eyes. And I understand that. But when I was around 4 or 5, my dad's parents would come over, so my grandparents would come over and they'd take me for a walk. And my grandfather would stop me as we get around the corner, and he'd stop me and he'd say, "Stop there, son. Right. Look. Do you see that sidewalk? Do you see it? Do you see it? Uh-huh. Look at that sidewalk, starting right here, all the way down to that corner. Do you see it down the corner there? Uh-huh. I do. Right. Do you know what this street's called? No idea. This street's called Money Street. That's right. This whole thing's Money Street. So, when we go for a walk, I want you to walk a few steps behind us, okay? And I want you to keep your eyes peeled for silver, coins, money, because it's Money Street. Like, okay, cool. So we go for a walk. I'd be about like 10 feet or so behind them, and I would be like diligently scouring the sidewalk because I was walking back and forth. I was a lot smaller then, so I'm doing this for scale to give you an idea of how much I had to do. And I was looking back and forth. I'd find a nickel, and then I'd find a couple of quarters, And then every now and then I'd find a crumpled $5 bill, and it was great. I loved Money Street. It was so good. Cut to when I was 8, and I really wanted to buy a remote-controlled car from Consumers Distributing. I had not saved 1 penny, Sagittarius, but that's okay. I was creative and irresponsible, so I was both sides. So I had a plan. My plan was, all I had to do was walk around the block a few times. And by the end of that, I'd have more than enough money for a remote-controlled car, and possibly some left over for a celebratory butter tart and a bottle of Coke. This is the perfect plan. Around my 5th lap, it dawned on me that my grandfather may have been dropping the money for me to find. So he's dropping it intentionally. But here's the thing. Here's the worst part that demonstrates how I am not good with money, is that I don't even think I found all the money he dropped at all. These walks were probably costing him a fortune. We'd come back from the walks and I'd be like, I found $3. And he'd be like, $3? I dropped fucking 15 out there. Get back out there and find it. But all this talk and thinking about this event and money and working together and for a better future, this coalition for a better future, and thinking about money, it reminds me of an old song that I wrote last week. And if it's okay, I'd like to sing it for you now. Is that all right? Is it okay? Okay, great. Do you want to hit that, Derek? When things start to look up and cash registers start to sing, before money becomes no object, we must remember one important thing. Not everyone has what you've got. In fact, some have close to none. And if they want the good times to really roll, they must roll for everyone. So the rich better share, or things could get ugly. They better spread a little around, or everything might go to hell. If you've got more than you need, why not give some to me, actually? Actually, I'm just kidding, I'm okay. I mean, but if you insisted, I'd probably take some anyway. The rich better share, or things could get ugly. They better spread a little around, or everything might go to hell. The rich better share, or things could get ugly. They better spread a little around, or everything might go to hell. Now I'm not talking about communism. Who am I to say what is or isn't? But what I'm trying to say is that the distribution of wealth is a little out of whack, and we should probably fix that. I think the Amazon delivery guy is starting to resent me, and he should probably be paid more. I buy a lot of stuff from Amazon, and the pandemic did not help that, and the delivery guy does not like me. And I think I'm trying to fix that, but that's more of a me problem than anything else. Anyway, the rich better share, or things will get ugly. They better spread a little around, or everything might go to hell. The rich better share, or things could get ugly. They better spread a little around, or everything might go to hell. The rich better share. Either what? No, not eat the rich. That's too far. No. No.
Too far.
Yes. Sorry. We have an amazing fireside chat coming up with Dominique Gauthier from B210 and Andrea Bain. I'm Brittlestar. Enjoy your evening. Talk soon. Thank you so much.